Hello, everyone, and welcome to my A2 Pre-Intermediate English course. In this module, you will learn about subject and object questions and questions with prepositions. At the end, you will get to practice what you just learned with a few sample exercises. Let's get started. All right, so we'll look briefly at this chart here. Subject and object questions, questions with prepositions. Okay, so an example of a subject question is I called Peter. Okay, so for example, the question word, there's a question word who, an auxiliary verb do, did. Subject is you, and main verb call. Okay, so the subject question is who did you call? And the answer is I called Peter. So then we have where we turn this around. Peter called me. Um, so first we have a question word, subject. We have who, and then the main verb in end of sentence. Called you. So all right, so the subject question, basically, this is where you ask about the subject of the sentence, right? And in an object question, you ask about the object. Um, so, all right, okay. So we use subject questions when we're asking about who, what, etc., did the action. We do not use an auxiliary verb after the question word if the question word, like who, what, and so on, is the subject of the sentence. So you'll see some examples, the wrong way to ask and the right way. So we have who did win the match, and then who won the match. So notice that we're using past simple here. We don't want to say did in the question for with when we have a question word. So who won the match is the right way. All right, and then we have what did happen last night. Same verb tense. It should be what happened last night, past simple. All right. And then this one here, how many people did go to the party? It should be how many people went to the party. So yes, that's what we mean. It just doesn't sound right when you add the verb do in there. Okay. Okay, when we're asking about the object, this is what comes after the verb. We use the normal order of the English question, the auxiliary verb plus subject. These types of questions are called object questions. So, what's the difference? An object question or subject question? So we have here Jack called Teresa. Okay, so well, Teresa is the object and Jack is the subject, right? So in this one, who did Jack call? Um, so who is the object? So this is an object question. And then for this one, who called Teresa? So who would be asking about the subject? So that's a subject question. All right. Okay. Now, now we have questions with prepositions. So in informal or spoken English, when a question word needs a preposition, the preposition goes at the end of the question, after the verb or after the verb plus object if there is an object. We don't use the preposition at the beginning. So some examples. I played tennis with John. So with is the preposition. So the question you can ask is, who did you play tennis with? So that's, you see how with is at the end here. Then we have, I work for a multinational company. Um, and a question would be, what company do you work for? So for is the preposition. So that's the order. Okay, and then we usually talk about sports. And the question, what do you usually talk about? So that's when we want to ask, when there's a preposition in there before the object, you see that the question just has the preposition at the end, um, especially when we're asking about the object. All right, well, let's move on to some sample exercises and check our learning here. Okay, so from the drop-down menu here, we'll choose the correct form for, we'll choose the correct options to complete the questions about these underlined words. Um, okay, so we have number one. She is looking for a job. Okay, so we have what? She's looking for. Is she looking for? Or is she looking? All right, so we know that it's going to have a preposition at the end. So if you chose the second option, is she looking for? That is correct. So Sonia helped me with the boxes. Okay, so who with the boxes? Helped you, did help you, or did you help? All right, um, so we want the first option, right? Who helped you? Um, so we're asking about the subject. So who helped you with the boxes? Okay, number three, I asked John to bring music for the party. Okay, so who to bring music for the party? Okay, so what's happening is we're asking about an object, the object in the sentence. So who did you ask? Who asked you? Or who you asked? Okay, so so if you chose did you ask, that would be correct, the correct question form. So who did you ask to bring music for the party? All right, let's try number four. I'm waiting for my husband. All right, and then who are you waiting for? You're waiting for, or are you waiting? Okay, so the correct one is, well, if you chose the top one, are you waiting for? You are correct. Let's try number five. Very few people went to the party. All right, so last one. Let's go. Actually, let's go up a little bit, scroll up. Okay, so how many people went? How many people did go? Or how many did people go? All right, so they're asking about the subject. So it says very few. So all right, so the first one, if you chose that, how many people went? You are correct. All right, exercise number two. We'll look at that. So it's multiple choice. Okay, so we'll choose the correct forms to complete these questions about the underlined words. So almost like we did in the first one. I dreamt about our old house in Cornwall. All right, so the question, what dreamt you about, or did you dream about? All right, so the first two don't look right. So if you chose option C, did you dream about? That is correct. Okay, number two, I always listen to Jack's advice. Okay, what? So you do always listen to, do you always listen to, or do you always listen? Okay, so this one ends in a preposition. So, okay, what? Um, so if you chose the option B, the middle one, um, do you always listen to? That would be the correct um, question, the correct form. All right, number 3. Jason kissed Virginia at the playground. So we have what at the playground? So who kissed Virginia? Who did kiss Virginia? Or who did Virginia kiss? All right, so we're um, asking about the subject. All right, so if you chose option A, who kissed Virginia? You are correct. Okay, one more here. Jason kissed Virginia at the playground. Same sentence. So we're going to see what here we're asking about the object. All right, so who Jason kissed? Who did Jason kiss or who kissed Jason? Okay, so if you chose option B, who did Jason kiss at the playground? That is correct. Okay, number 3 or the third one here. There we go. Get it to change. Okay, so we'll do a couple. So we're going to write questions for the underlined words here. So, gotta watch. Okay, so number 1, I came to see you. Okay, so this is going to be the question for an object, you. Okay, so um, who um, did you come to see? Or actually, this is the base form, so it's come to see. There's no preposition. Okay, so all right, number 2, she is worried about you. Okay, so the question would be what? Okay, who is she worried about? So this one ends in a preposition, about. All right. And then 3, I traveled to India with my boyfriend. Okay, so we want who, okay, did you travel to India with? Okay, that one ends in preposition also. Who did you travel to India with? Well, all right. That was good. Good practice with these exercises. So it shows that you listen well. I can help you learn to speak English with more confidence. I'm TESOL certified. I teach native U.S. English. I'm experienced in online tutoring, and I work with all learning levels and most age groups. So whether you need help with grammar, speaking, vocabulary, or writing, or any other area, you've come to the right place. Well, thank you for watching my video and happy learning.